now watching Chad 76 Media.
So, I'm down at Stonehenge. I'm going to ride from here in Stonehenge back to North Yorkshire on my BMW, on my nineT. I'm in this video, we're basically going to look at what it's like over long distance comfort, cruise control, what the range is like, what I'm getting to the gallon. So I've got about 250 to 300 miles to do, depending on which way I go. So it looks like it's going to rain soon, so I want to get going. And I'll give you updates along the journey and yeah, show you how I strap the kit, what kit I'm using, what the bike's doing to the gallon, tips and hints and things like that. And we'll go from there. So next update is I'll show you the bike, show you the kit, and then we'll get going before it rains. So for a night away, I just got this Oxford tailback. Now, it's a brushed aluminium fuel tank, so I couldn't get a tank bag on there, which is a bit of a shame because I prefer a tank bag. I think BMW do one, but it's a bit last minute, so I've just strapped a tail pack. In there I've got waterproof bottoms, waterproof top, spare gloves, clear visor, and a big chain to lock the bike up, and then overnight clothes, etc. And then in terms of kit, I've just gone leather jacket, light gloves, a buff, riding jeans, riding boots. So just jacket and jeans, pretty casual. It's got heated grips as standard, so I can go with really light gloves. So I don't need big bulky gloves, and it is summer and it is reasonable weather. But what I'll do is I'll go fuel it up. I think it's 17.5 litres on the tank. We'll brim it, reset all the trips, and then let's get going before it rains. So next update, done about 95 miles from near Stonehenge, so along the 303, then is it the 34, goes Newbury, Oxford, bit of M40, and now I'm just going across past Silverstone, stopped at Starbucks for a coffee. I've done 95 miles according to the trip, averaging 53, 54 to the gallon, excuse me, which is not bad. Cruise control set from 75 to 80 miles an hour on the dual carriageway and motorways. Above 80 it becomes a little bit uncomfortable because obviously you've got no bodywork. That little fly screen is more of a cosmetic thing on the R12 than anything else. So it's just essentially a naked bike, and you just kind of just sitting there, and it's not that comfortable above 80. So 75, 80 seems to be okay. Fuel light's not come on yet. I've done 100 mile, but I'm going to get some fuel here at Silverstone, and then I'm going to go along to the A5, up the A5, up the M1 a bit, and then go across to kind of Newbury, maybe pick up the A1 and then go that way up towards North Yorkshire. So I think that's another probably 150, 160 miles. So I'll fuel up here and I'll do the next stint till the light comes on. The weather, it's really, really warm. It's like 23, 24, but I'm just on the brink of a shower. It's just always slightly behind me. So I think I'll have to put my waterproofs on in a bit. But so far so good. Yeah, it's comfortable, the seat's comfortable. I'm not finding it uncomfortable as in ergonomics. It's just you got no fairing, it's a naked bike, that's what it is, and you're just kind of sitting there and taking the brunt of the wind on your shoulders. But yeah, so far so good. Thankful the cruise control's on. I had the heated grips on a little bit back when it got windy because I've got some really thin Nox gloves on, so it's just I really like riding in thin gloves, so I prefer to have real thin summer gloves with the heated grips on than thicker, deeper gloves. But that'll change when the weather kicks in, so fingers crossed we can duck these showers a little bit more, and I'll update you later. So it was inevitable, got drenched. I thought it was going to stop raining, so I carried on, but it hasn't, and now I am completely drenched. My waterproofs are in my luggage, but it's right at the bottom of my luggage. So now I've got to empty everything in my tail pack to get to my waterproofs, and I'm already wet underneath all this. Not like it's the first time I've driven a bike. So it's still that awful in-between weather. Trying to dry the gloves out on the cylinder head. Hands are a bit blue, we've all done that. Done about 190 mile I think, so we're still on the second tank of fuel. I'm going to need some fuel soon, but just stopped for a bit of a warm up and have a bit of a break because it was it's getting a bit blustery and a bit grim. but yeah, it's not so bad. The luggage is holding up. I think I might be blocking the back light a bit, but we're doing good so far. Cruise control's dead easy to use if you wanted to know how that was. So that's that here. Heated grips have been on number 3 because I've got those thin summer gloves on. So my hands haven't been that cold, they're just going a bit blue. And the cruise control is dead easy to operate. So I think I got 50 miles to go. Might be able to do that before the fuel light comes on. We'll wait and see. So as you can probably tell by my difference in appearance, I didn't actually record the verdict at the end of my long touring trip. So by the time I got back to North Yorkshire, I was absolutely soaking wet because I'd ridden in the rain thinking I was going to beat the shower, which we've all done. You don't beat the shower, you get wet, then you put your waterproofs on top and you're still wet, but you're just not getting any wetter. So I thought I'd give you an update a few days after. So the bike is as it was on my R12. So let me just give you a little look around. So it is as it finished the long trip. I've still got the melted tyres from Cadwell Park and the stickers. If you've not seen that video, then click away. On the last stint, because it was dark, there were so many flies, it was unreal. But all in all, it coped pretty well. We did like over 300 miles. It was from around Stonehenge to just near York. Comfort wise, the seat is mega comfy. Really comfortable seat. Nice ergonomics, nice bar position. So comfort wise, the seat's actually pretty good. The ergonomics between the bars, the position and the foot peg, that's pretty good. Cruise control, extremely good. Normally 75-80 miles an hour. Heated grips when they're on 3 are really strong. Like if you're wearing thin gloves, like they keep your hands toasty. So even though my hands were turning blue because of all the dye coming through the gloves because they were wet, they were actually toasty warm. So that's really good. The fly screen is a bit of a kind of, well, it's just cosmetic really. I don't think it really does anything. And I've still not figured how to get the seat off yet. So if you've got any suggestions on how to get that seat off, I'm sure there's a key somewhere, but I had to put the luggage over the seat rather than underneath the seat, which you normally do. It would just kind of resting over the seat, but yeah, it's fared okay. It needs a proper clean. And while speaking of cleaning, the pipe that goes across the middle there is a bit of a, yeah, it is a nightmare to keep clean because the front mudguard isn't long enough, so it's a pain in the ass to keep this link pipe clean. But yeah, it did well. We got over, I think it was 130 miles on the best tank range, and on the worst tank range about 105. Average 47, 48 to the gallon, sometimes 52, 53 to the gallon. I didn't bother plugging in or sorting out the phone into the connection. What's quite nice is you've got a little USB point at that side, and you've got a 12 volt at this side. So if you want to connect your phone up, put it on the dash, then you can do. But I've ridden the UK so many times, especially around the area and back up to Yorkshire, that I kind of know where I'm going. So I didn't really use it that much, but I think I probably will do if I was on unexplored roads. So we've done a track day, we've done some big distance. Next, I think maybe 2 up, maybe some more touring. I was thinking about doing a hill climb or a drag race or something silly and immature, but if you've got any suggestions, please fire away. And for those that are asking, we're still on the standard Continental rubber. It's still legal. We're back to standard suspension, and it's holding up pretty well. But we're coming up to 3,000 miles, and if you want to know anything more about this bike, just let me know.